Hello, this video is all about extensions or plugins, whatever you want to call them. Okay, Adobe calls them both. Okay, in this particular video, we're going to cover something called Wipster. It's a way of sending comments out for people to share, okay, and bring them back into Premiere Pro. They end up dumping onto the timeline here. Okay, but we're not going to really cover Wipster in any detail. It's more about how to find extensions, install them, and what to kind of expect from the process. So let's jump in. So to find an extension, a couple of ways. The easiest way is with Premiere Pro open. We go to Window, Extensions. No, Find Extensions on Exchange. Click that button. So all that'll do is open up a website and exchange.adobe.com. Okay, so you can either go there directly. You don't have to go via Premiere Pro, or the Creative Cloud app. You might have it installed, you might not. In that app, you can go to along these, go to Marketplace, and you can find this little first one, plugins. They call it plugins here, but it's also called an extension. They confuse me too. Okay, so all plugins, do a search for the ones you want, and there are just so many. Like I've got Premiere Pro ticked here. There's just so many different ones. It's pretty fun to go through them and find some good stuff. And obviously all the different programs here. We're going to be looking at Wipster. Frame.io is a competitor to it. Which one's better? I don't know. I use Wipster, but have a check to see, look for reviews, but it's more about finding and using plugins. There's Wipster. Okay, so when you do it, I've already installed Wipster. So if you want to do one, you go into it. Let's say you want to do Framer instead, learn more. Now, the one thing is when they say free, they don't always mean it. Wipster, in our case, has a free version. It's not completely free. So even though they say free here, to actually use the resources behind it, you might end up having to pay. So just be aware that that might happen. So let's have a look at Wipster. Okay, I can't find it, but in any of them, you'll hit free, it'll start downloading, install now. Would you like to allow it? There's a bunch of that sort of hoops to jump through. Okay, and often what it'll say, depending on the plugin, is it might ask you to close down Premiere Pro. I know for Wipster, that's what it does. Okay, and basically close it down, it'll install, and in Premiere Pro, once you reopen it again, you will find that extension under Window Extensions, and you'll have a pile of them here. I've normally got a few more, but I kind of reset my computer when I make a new course just to make it all look like yours. So there can be a bunch of them in here. Now what ends up happening is they won't be open by default, and it depends on the extension or the plugin, okay? But often they're a panel. So you go to Window, Extensions, and it will open it up, and it'll just be like a separate panel. Okay, so my one over here, I had to log in with my Wipster account. I had to make it separately. Basically, you come to here and say, do you have an account? And you're like, no. You click on it and it says, would you like to sign up? Yes. And you do it, and there's a free account for, I think, 2 people. If you want to add other team members, it costs. But that's it for the extensions. Like, that's how you install them. Find them on the Adobe Exchange. Okay, install them. Often you have to register with the company who made them to make it all accessible. And then they'll appear in your Windows/extensions. Just a brief overview of what Wipster does. I've got my team. I've got some projects. And what it does is I can send, like, with a kind of a new sequence down here, I can say upload the timeline into Wipster and then share it. Okay, so I'll show you one that I've shared. So you upload it like this. I've already done it just to speed things up. Okay, and there's that same video down here. You upload it, you share it with somebody. And the cool thing about this is they don't have to have Premiere Pro, it just shares it via web. Okay, and they can add all their comments, and the comments end up appearing inside of Premiere Pro over here. Okay, so it's kind of like round tripping in terms of getting the getting comments out to the stakeholders and have them back in here. What's kind of nice as well is that you can, once you've got them in here, you can show them on the timeline. You can see it actually jumps to the marker, so it adds markers for you. You can see if I hover above them, it tells me them all, jumps to them, and on my markers panel, they're here as well. They're one and the same. Very cool. Anyway. That is extensions in Adobe Premiere Pro. I hope you find something great in there. Next video, please.